on how you can set up a WordPress website step by step from scratch, and this is aimed at beginners. Okay, this is step 4 in the process. If you want to follow along with this and set up your own WordPress website, please make sure that you have finished or completed steps 1, 2 and 3 of this video series. Okay, so please go back in the playlist, watch those if you haven't already done so. So just to recap what we have done, we've purchased our domain, we've purchased our hosting package, and we have pointed our domains at our name servers. Okay, now as you might remember in the last video, once you have purchased your hosting package, you get an email from HostGator which looks like this. Okay, now remember, this information is confidential, which is why I've blanked out my personal details on this. So please make sure that you don't share this information with anybody else. Okay, we need to go back to that email. So please pull that email back up. I'll give you a few seconds just to go and do that now and come back. Okay, in that email, you will notice that you have a username and password. Please note those down. You will need them for the next step. The password is randomly generated and it is case sensitive, so I recommend that you copy that and just write down your username. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, once you have done that, you then need to click on the link that says your control panel, and it will bring you to a page that looks very similar to this. Okay, you notice that you've got a username and password field. Fill in those fields with the information from the email that you received. Once you've done that, press login. This is our C panel or our control panel. Now the first thing that we're going to do here is we need to add on our domain. Now sometimes you don't need to do this, but sometimes you do. So I'm running through this just in case you are in one of those situations. What we need to do is scroll down to where it says domains, okay, and press on Addon Domain. So click that, let that load up. Okay, now you will know whether you need to follow this process or not if you see basically your domain here. So as you know from this series of videos, we're actually going to add on 2%.club. That's the one we purchased in the first video. That's the one that we've used for our example. Now if you see that your domain is listed here, you don't need to do this, but if it's blank, you will need to follow this process. Okay, so I need to follow this process. So I type in 2%.club. Okay, the rest of the fields you can actually leave blank. Because I've already got a subdomain called 2%, I need to edit this field. So I'm going to put 2%3. Okay, you might want to leave that as it is. Okay, you then need to choose a password. So pop in a password. Okay, so you repeat that in your fields, make sure that you remember that password, and then press add domain. That will add that domain to your hosting package basically. Give it a few seconds to do this. You should get a confirmation message. Okay, that's done. That's it for this tutorial. It's a fairly quick one, fairly easy one. Now in our next tutorial we're going to outline how you can install WordPress. So if you're going to jump from one to the next, you actually do it through the same C panel, so you may as well leave yourself logged in. Okay, if this doesn't work, give it a little bit of time. Sometimes when you point your domain name to your hosting package, it can take up to 48 hours, I think they say. Usually it's immediate, but sometimes there can be a bit of a delay between that when that actually goes through. Now you will see that we now have our domain listed under our account domains, and you can see we now have 2%.club under our domains here. So that's it for this one. Okay, join me for step 5 where we install WordPress. Hope this makes sense. See you next time.